Hey guys, Miss Viren here. Let's go ahead and look at Unit 4, Notes 2. We are going to multiply monomials today. Multiply monomials. So here's what we're looking at. First things first, you have to ask yourself, what operation am I doing? Okay, and the problems that we're doing today is going to be multiplication. Yesterday we did addition, subtraction. Today it's going to be multiplication. So you kind of want to look, what's the sign that I'm dealing with before working on these problems. Then you're going to determine because of that operation, how do I put these two things together? So when you multiply monomials, you are going to multiply the coefficients, but you're going to add the exponents. Okay, so the coefficients are the numbers in front. So like 3x squared, the coefficient is the 3, the exponent is the 2. Okay, coefficients are the numbers in front, the exponents are the little numbers or the numbers attached to the variable. So let's look at this first example here. So I know that I'm multiplying. The reason I know I'm multiplying is because there is nothing in between those two parentheses, okay? There's no plus sign, there's no minus sign, nothing is happening there. So I know that I'm gonna multiply. So to multiply monomials, just like we talked about, you're gonna multiply the big numbers, or the coefficients, and then you're gonna add the exponents. So I'm gonna multiply the big numbers, the 3 and the 2. So I'm gonna have 3 times 2, and then I'm going to add the little numbers. Now, you have to think of these as separate pieces. So the 3 and the 2 are separate pieces. The x squared and the x to the 4th, those are separate pieces. So I'm going to x squared plus 4 because we add the little numbers. The y and the y to the 8th, those are separate pieces. So I'm going to have y to the 1, that's an imaginary little 1, plus 8 there. So now I'm just going to do this. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 plus 2 is 6. 1 plus 8 is 9. I only have one of each variable. The y and the x are only there one time. So I know that I'm simplified as far as I can go and I'm good to move on. Let's look at the second example here. I have 4x to the 3rd times 5x squared y to the 4th. So I'm going to go ahead and I know this is multiplying because there's nothing in between those parentheses. So I'm going to multiply the coefficients or the big numbers. So I'm going to have 4 times 5. And then I'm going to add the little numbers. So I'm going to deal with the x's first. I have x to the 3rd and x squared. So I'm going to have x to the 3 plus 2. I don't have a y in that situation, but I have a y to the 4th there. So now I'm going to simplify, 4 times 5 is 20. X to the 3 plus 2 is going to give me 5. Y to the 4th. My x and my y only show up once, so I know that I'm done. Number 3 here, 2a to the 5th b squared times 19a to the 3rd b to the 3rd. So again, a lot of people tend to think that the 2a to the 5th is attached. It's not. The 2 is a separate piece. The a to the 5th is a separate piece. So we're going to multiply the big numbers. So I'm going to do 2 times 19. So 2 times 19. And then I'm going to combine my a's and combine my b's. So remember, we add the little numbers then. So a to the 5 plus 3. And then b to the 2 plus 3. So if I simplify that out, I get 2 times 19 is 38. A to the 5 plus 3 is 8. B to the 5th. My A and my B only show up once, so I know that I'm simplified as far as I can go. Looking at number 4 here, I have 7n to the 4th p to the negative 2r times 6n to the negative 1 p to the 7r. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to multiply our big numbers. So 7 times 6. And then we're going to add our little numbers. So I'm going to have n to the 4 plus negative 1. P to the negative 2 plus 7. Remember, if there's no number here, these are imaginary ones. So I have r to the 1 plus 1. So 7 times 6 is 42. 4 plus a negative 1 is going to give me 3. Negative 2 plus 7 is going to give me 5. And then r to the 1 plus 1 is 2. Next one, negative 9, f to the 3rd, g to the 2, h to the negative 6, times 3, g to the 4th, h to the 8th. So I'm going to have negative 9 times 3. And I'm going to add the little numbers. So f to the 3rd. I don't have any f's over here, so I'm just going to keep that f to the 3rd. Then I have g squared and g to the 4th, so g to the 2 plus 4. And then h to the negative 6 and h to the 8th, so h to the negative 6 plus 8. So I'm going to get negative 27, f to the 3rd, g to the 6th, h squared. Last one here, we have 10xy, or x to the 5th y z squared times negative y to the 4th x squared z to the 9th. So remember, this is like a negative 1 in front, that imaginary negative 1. So I have 10 times negative 1, x to the 5th x squared, so x to the 5 plus 2, y, imaginary 1, and y to the 4th, so y to the 1 plus 4, z to the 2, z to the 9, so z to the 2 plus 9. So I'm going to get negative 10, x to the 7th, y to the 5th, z to the 11th. If you have any questions, go ahead and send me a Schoology message or come chat with me. Otherwise, you're good to go to the assignment. Good luck.